Hey everyone, Alejandro Ventura here, and I'd like to welcome you to our new show, Spokane Heroes. And the purpose of the show is to give visibility to everyday people in our community who are doing great things to make Spokane the best place to live. And today, I'm with Dave Wall. Dave is a community engagement director at the Union Gospel Mission here in town. So thank you for being here, Dave. All right, well, let's just get right to it. So we just have a few questions for him. And first off is, what is the mission statement of the Union Gospel Mission?
So here at the mission, our purpose is to reach the poor and homeless with the love and power of the gospel so that they can become God-dependent, contributing members of our community.
God-dependent, I love that. Now let's just get more personal. So what is your role specifically within the organization?
So I'm the community engagement director here at UGM, and my goal is to help people want to get involved in what we do here. It can be businesses, it can be individuals, it can be schools or churches, but we hope to invite other people in from the community to join us in serving the homeless.
Great. And how long have you been doing this for?
Yeah. So I started off thinking it was just going to be 2 years, but this week was my 32nd year.
32nd years. Well, I would assume then that this has become a really special place for you. So if that's the case, what makes it so special?
So I love this place, and I think this is where Jesus would show up if he was still walking on the earth right now. The poor and broken come through our doors every day looking for hope and healing, and this is where that happens.
How severe is the homelessness problem here in Spokane?
So in the month of January, we did a point-in-time count, and the city was involved in trying to count the number of homeless that are on the streets in Spokane. And they came up with around 1,800 men, women, and children that are on the streets on one given night in Spokane.
1,800 on any given night?
Yes.
That sounds like a pretty significant issue we're dealing with. So how can we get involved to help alleviate that problem?
Yeah. Well, I think people can get involved just by being available, looking for ways to help, and we think true help comes from not just handing people money on the streets, because that's sometimes keeping people dependent on a handout. So we encourage people to come to the Union Gospel Mission and help us in various ways depending on what their gifts and talents and interests are.
Okay, so just to recap, what you're saying is that if you see someone on the street asking for money, do not give them money.
We would discourage that. Sometimes if God leads you to do that, I think that's okay, but more often than not, that money is going to be used for a drug or alcohol addiction that's going to be counterproductive to somebody really getting the help they need.
Okay, so for people who are actually interested in coming down here to get involved, do they have any valid reason to be concerned about safety or anything like that?
Well, of course, we have to be careful anytime we come into an environment like this, but overall, we have a very safe environment. We got to remember who we're working with. Sometimes people come here with anger issues, and so we're really working hard to make sure that this is a very safe environment. And in the years that I've been here, it's been a very welcoming place for people to come and volunteer. My 3 daughters even volunteer here, and they love being a part of this ministry.
Awesome, awesome. Well, can you, to finish, can you share with us any success stories that come to mind?
Well, there's a lot of success stories, and we define it a little differently than the average person might define success. But success for us is to see a guy come in, maybe like Phil, who was recently let out of jail, Spokane County Jail, had a lifetime of crime and issues with relationships. And after going through our 18-month program, he's now working for Union Gospel Mission and working in our car dealership, helping sell cars, and has a meaningful job.
That's excellent, excellent. You know, Dave, you have shown me today that I don't have to be someone wealthy or have a heavy title to think that I have the power to affect meaningful change in our community. So I thank you so much for the kind of work that you do and for spending some time with us today. And for those of you who know someone at work, church, your neighbor, who is also doing meaningful work in our community and would like for us to feature that person in the show, please call me or email me, and I'll be more than happy to. I'm Alejandro Ventura, and thank you so much for watching this video.